You want to fight him again?
Yeah, for sure. We gotta make that bag.
That bad.
My first contract is signed for immediate rematch, whether when there's a draw or if in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him.
Open amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would. And I thought he won the fight personally.
Gervonta Davis has finally spoken out about signing the contract for a rematch with Lamont Roach. Additionally, Davis has taken some responsibility for his previous performance, admitting that he wasn't fully focused during the fight. He acknowledged that he could have approached things differently and vowed to prove himself in the rematch, which is now officially set. This moment of self-reflection shows that Davis recognizes his shortcomings and is determined to correct them. With the right now confirmed, he has the chance to redeem himself and silence his critics. Both fighters are preparing to settle the controversy, making this rematch one of the most highly anticipated bouts in recent boxing history.
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up, and I could have definitely did more.
Devin Haney, a respected figure in the boxing world, shared his thoughts on Lamont Roach's performance, revealing that he has known Roach since childhood. Haney praised Roach for his efforts in the fight, stating that he personally believed Roach had done enough to win. His endorsement adds credibility to Roach's claims of victory and further intensifies the debate surrounding the fight's outcome.
And finally, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Gervonta Tank Davis situation. What was your assessment on his fight against Lamont Roach, and what are your thoughts on the knockdown that wasn't called in round 9?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good fight overall. Lamont, I always knew Lamont was, he wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would, and I thought he won the fight personally. Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've ever seen it with my own 2 eyes, and yeah.
Yeah, you were, you've made some comments. I wanted to see the backflip, and I'm surprised Tank didn't say nothing back to you about that.
Hey, I was just speaking my opinion on it.
Speculation about a rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach has been growing, with reports indicating that the fight could take place around June of this year. Following the controversy surrounding their first bout, Davis now faces mounting pressure to prove himself and silence critics who believe Roach deserved the victory.
Rumors are swirling that Gervonta Davis could be back in the ring around June to rematch Lamont Roach. Hopefully there's some truth to that, because Tank needs to redeem himself immediately.
The rematch is highly anticipated, as both Davis and Roach have something to prove. Their first encounter ended in controversy, leaving fans divided over the outcome. A second fight would give both fighters the chance to settle the debate once and for all.
The reason why I say this fight needs to happen again, because both fighters have something to prove. I just saw a tweet from Gervonta Davis saying that he was going to activate the rematch. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Would I like to see this fight happen? Yes, I would like to see a fight happen again, because I think that the next fight is going to be a whole lot better. And I think the next fight is going to end with somebody being on the canvas, in my opinion. But I think that Lamont Roach, I want to give a shout out to Lamont Roach for putting up such a amazing performance. We never seen anyone stand there toe-to-toe with Gervonta Davis. We never seen anyone there throwing punches, power punches, at Tank Davis and not being knocked out. And I also want to commend Tank, because Tank didn't have to take this.
Julian Gonzalez, another fighter, believes that if a rematch takes place, Lamont Roach will come out victorious. He noted that both fighters would enter the ring better prepared, having learned from their mistakes in the first fight. Gonzalez's confidence in Roach suggests that the challenger has a strong chance of securing the...
Who do you feel like wins the rematch?
Who wins the rematch?
Yeah.
They're both gonna come ready again. See, the first one was a tough one too. I had Lamont put it off. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, smudge. Like I wasn't mad at the draw. You know, I'm gonna rock with Lamont though.
Think Lamont takes it?
It's hard.
Close, yo.
Because Lamont surprised me a lot. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna say Lamont, man.
One of Lamont. Roach's sparring partners voiced frustration over the fight's outcome, claiming that Roach rightfully won, but was robbed due to Davis's influence in the boxing world. He suggested that the judges may have been swayed by Davis's power and status, rather than scoring the fight fairly.
Shout out to my man Lamont.
All right, so you sparred Lamont Roach in preparation for his bout with Gervonta Davis.
Absolutely.
First, what did you think of the fight?
What did I think of the fight? It's a little different for me because it's definitely a point of bias there.
Wait, let me put out a disclaimer. He's from Baltimore.
Definitely, I mean, East Baltimore all day. But I'm looking at it from a point of bias because his dad, you know, Ben Johnson Sr. and all them guys that was down there, coaches Tim and everything like that, they all good people. So I got to know them on a more personal level. And then I get to see like how hard a world champion works, and not only that, to see how he treated his people. So I was going for him just off of personality alone, but everything else he made me believe in Kent for real. Because me and him like have similar personalities. You know what I mean? As far as the ring, you know what I mean? So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont. So everything was just everything for real. I think he should have won too, you know what I'm saying? But actually when I was there, I thought they actually was gonna like rob him, you know what I mean? But you can't, you know what I mean? You can't deceive the people that's there for what they saying for real.
So you felt like he should have got the nod in the
Absolutely.
decision?
Especially with all the other controversy too, it should have been overturned, but we know how boxing works, but I mean, we running it back for a reason.
Gervonta Davis's trainer acknowledged Roach's skills and emphasized that their game plan for the fight was well prepared. He stated that if a rematch were to happen, they wouldn't need drastic changes, only minor adjustments to ensure a more decisive victory for Davis.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, that they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of rematches, Jalil Hackett is getting his opportunity again to fight the guy that he had a controversial loss to. It'll be happening in Florida, I think, next week?
March 15th, I think.
Let's talk about
I'm rocking a major shirt now.
Major.
Yes,
Canelo Alvarez weighed in on the controversy surrounding Davis taking a knee during the fight, stating that under certain conditions, a fighter who willingly takes a knee can be disqualified. His remarks add another layer to the debate over whether the referee made the right call in handling the situation.
Did Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face, that's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my...
Many fans have mocked Gervonta Davis for claiming that his greasy hair caused him to take a knee during the fight. Critics argue that this excuse is weak and that a true champion wouldn't rely on such justifications. The controversy has only intensified calls for a rematch.
You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? That is it. Lamont, please say that in the second fight. Any questions? You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, you got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, hey, bruh, be on that. Because here's the thing. He never hurt Roach. Roach just waited. And Roach was squared up and turned sideways. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't think he had that. He was like, I'm like, oh my. And then he just sitting there like, you can't I know what you're going to do because I've trained with you since we were kids. Tarver beat Roy, but he knew Roy since amateurs. Roy said he never liked fighting sparring partners because they know you so well. I should have listened.
Renowned commentator Joe Rogan has insisted that a rematch between Davis and Roach is necessary. He argued that Davis cannot simply walk away from the controversy, as boxing fans deserve to see the fight settled in a fair and decisive manner.
Everybody saw it. You can't get around what everybody saw. Look, it wasn't a legit knockdown like he hurt Tank. Tank did have some shit in his eyes, but what are you doing putting shit in your hair when you have a world title fight? That's crazy.
And no one want to hear about it in the middle of a fight. That no one cares. If a fly by, drop the ball, bro.
Right.
Drop the damn ball. We don't care if a fly flew by your helmet or your eyes.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck
Yeah,
about that.
you can't be a championship fighter and taking a knee and putting on those type of performances.
Also, what are they putting in his hair? That when he's sweating, it is dripping into his eyes. Like, what is that shit?
Yeah.
Bro, shave your head.
Weird, right? Yeah, exactly.
Shave your fucking head. Who cares?
Like, don't be pretty boy. You better go get this fight.
Get those fucking braids out of there. You don't need those.
Joe Rogan also commented on the pivotal moment when Davis took a knee in the 9th round, stating that if a fighter voluntarily goes down, it should be considered a knockdown. His analysis suggests that the referee may have made a critical error in judgment that affected the fight's outcome.
Davis, Lamont Roach fight?
Yeah, that was trash.
Well, I thought it was a good fight. You didn't think
great fight, but I just champion guy taking a knee, talking about greasing his hair.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm like, yo, how you just in the middle of the fight just go wipe your face?
Also, here's the deal. If you take a knee, that's a knockdown.
That's a knockdown. Subtract 2, right?
You got hit with a jab.
Yeah.
You took a knee.
And then you walked off.
Exactly. That is a knockdown.
Yeah.
So I think they're reviewing that right now.
Nah, that guy should have lost maybe.
Well, I feel like if they do review it and they do judge it as a knockdown, which it was clearly a knockdown to everybody, you take a knee, that's a knockdown. I think they will probably give it to Lamont.
This is a very interesting rule. They have a power slap that kind of talks about what you guys were just